Hello and welcome to the Best of Buckeye. I'm Brian Williams, Superintendent of Buckeye Local Schools, and we're joined with some very special guests here today. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We have our band representatives today to talk a little bit about our band program, which over the years has been so extremely successful, and you're starting off this year on another hugely successful note. So why don't we start all the way on that side. Mr. King, why don't you introduce yourself first?
My name is Greg King. I'm the instrumental music director for the high school and the junior high.
Very good.
And we've been hard at work with the marching band program. We have two students with us today. This is Michael Caniglia. He plays trumpet in the band. And this is our field commander, Courtney Stafuric.
Okay.
And this is her second year being field commander.
Wonderful. Are you guys both seniors?
Yes, we are.
Okay, both seniors. Wow. So 4 years in the band for both of you?
5, including 8th grade.
Okay, wonderful. All right, well, good. Well, you guys are off to a great start this year. We're sitting today is almost October, so September 30th, and got a lot going on. Mr. King, why don't you can you give us a little bit of your background, because you've been here at Buckeye for quite some time, and I know you spent some time elsewhere, so can you give us a little bit of your background?
My first 2 years of teaching were at Western Reserve schools, and that is in Mahoning County. It's a small school right off of 224 by Berlin Reservoir. I spent 4 years at the Barberton City Schools as head band director for 4 years there, and then this is my 13th year at Buckeye, and this has been my 20th year of teaching overall.
Wow, good for you. It certainly has been 13 successful years here in Buckeye. So great, Mike. What instrument do you play, and what role do you play with the band?
I am the trumpet section leader. I play trumpet. I help organize practices and set up and take down practices and rehearsals.
Okay, great.
So that's kind of my role.
Very good. And Courtney, as a field director, what do you do?
I have many roles.
Okay.
Helping Mr. King, definitely from all the work that he has piling up, and being a friend to all of the band members, as well as leading the band, conducting is kind of my forte.
Good. And I'm sure you're very good at it.
Yes, I like to think so.
Of course. Well, good. Well, I think sometimes people think about the band playing on Friday night and during football games, and you do. And you do a wonderful job at that. But being in band goes way beyond playing during football games on Friday night. Mr. King, can you maybe talk about the setup a little bit? Because, I mean, obviously we have marching band, we have concert band, so can you talk a little bit about the different options that kids have in band?
We try to keep our band program as one. We have everybody in the main class. We have our concert band people there and our marching band people, and we try to treat it as one. Some exciting things that we're going to do this year. In November 30th, we've been invited to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers to play at halftime on the court. So that's been a real exciting thing for us this year. And so there's times where we can work as a marching band, times that we can work as a concert band or just as a pep band. We also offer pep band for the boys basketball games and girls basketball games. So we have everybody, and we can do a lot of things inside that main classroom where everybody's scheduled.
And this is high school we're really referring to now, but kids have the opportunity at the junior high to participate in band?
Yes, we also have 8th graders that come up during the day. They join with the high school band, and then inside that core group, we can do many things out of it. Our marching band members, we have 8th graders that march with the program, with the marching program. It's just really nice. So if we have a pep band, we can involve our 8th graders also with the pep band. There's just a lot of things we can do creatively having that block of time. And I know that the administration and the officials, the guidance department works very hard to make sure that we have that flexibility to be able to do these wonderful things with the kids.
Well, and you guys do a wonderful job with those wonderful things, so we thank you. And last question on scheduling. There are opportunities at the elementary school. We have 5th grade band. Is that? I know you don't do that, but there are opportunities at the elementary school to participate a little bit?
Yes, 5th grade and 6th grade band, Mrs. Termer runs that part of the program, puts the foundation of our program in, and they meet and have lessons with homogeneous groups, like all the trumpets get together, all the flutes that get together, and they have lessons together. And they're grouped by ability and age level, and then before school actually starts, they come in and they have full band in the mornings, and that's usually twice a week. And they do that throughout the school year. So Mrs. Turner is hard at work with all the 5th and 6th graders that helps put the foundation of our band program, which helps all of this happen.
Yep, absolutely. Well, and again, as I said, you've been quite successful the last couple of years. Matter of fact, with you guys have been the state every year that you've been in the program, right? Mike,
Yes.
can you talk about what that means to the program and what going to state actually means?
Going to state is a very high award. It's something that's very difficult to attain. You have to achieve a superior rating in contests. It's the highest award for the Ohio Music Education Association to give to a band. Only about 10% of the bands that in the state of Ohio actually qualify for state marching band finals. So for Buckeye to be able to qualify for state for the past 5 years is something that we can really be proud of as a school district and community.
Absolutely, and you should be very proud of that. That is quite a prestigious honor and is really a tribute to your hard work, all of you guys, and Mr. King and everybody involved with the band program, parents, community, because we know it doesn't happen just because you guys are participating. There's so many other pieces of that. How about you have, beyond Friday nights, have many shows that you go to. Courtney, can you talk about the shows you're involved in?
Each year we compete in about 4 or 5 competitions, and we always enjoy those shows because it gives us a chance to get outside of the school atmosphere. It gives us a chance to bond even more as band members, as well as see what other schools are involved in. And we just enjoy the entire day. And even waking up in the morning and coming to deal with Mr. King the entire day, everyone just bears in the beginning, but Mr. King definitely helps us through the entire day, and we love spending the entire day at band.
And I'm sure that's the highlight, is getting to see Mr. King early in the morning, right?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Good answer. They get up awful early in the summer.
Right,
There's no
right.
sleeping in. They get up early, crack of dawn to get to work.
So you definitely have to be very dedicated. There's no doubt about that. I don't think people really realize the amount of time actually it takes to be a member of the band. Mike, can you talk about the time commitment?
It is a lot of time. Just not even with the practices. We start in July, in the middle of July, twice a week, a couple hours each time. But then, just even on your own, just all the hours of work that you have to put into memorizing your own part, getting your parts down, and then making sure that the other kids are doing that as well. So it does take a lot of work.
Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, this past weekend you were in Revere for a Revere Show. Mr. King, can you talk about the Revere Show and what happened there?
Yes, we competed in Class B, and we were awarded first place in Class B overall. We were awarded Best Percussion in Class B, and that's what these trophies are. They're up here, and also Best Auxiliary, which is our color guard in Class B. And they grouped the bands together in both Class B and C and gave out some music caption awards, and we were awarded Best General Effect, which is the overall presentation, everything coming together, and we were awarded that as well in Class B and C. So we had a really outstanding first time out this year to contest, so we've had a good start to the season.
How about other shows, either one of you? What other shows are you have you had any yet to this point, or what are you planning on being in?
This was our first show. In about 2 weeks, in October, we're going to be participating in the Norton Band Competition, and then we're going to be going to competition at Copley High School the week after, and New Philadelphia High School. So we're very excited for those opportunities as well.
Okay. Are any of these shows qualifiers for state?
Yes, all of them.
Oh, they all are.
Yes.
Okay, so they're all accumulating to determine who qualifies for state.
Exactly.
And how do you feel about that this year?
Oh, it's a goal from the beginning. Once last season starts, the next season begins in the students' minds, and basically state is all we can really focus on. Mr. King tries to say, don't say the S word, but all the kids, that's always
It's
what's on their
definitely in our
mind.
minds from the very beginning, and it's a goal that we try to attain.
And you have. That's wonderful. How about your future? Have you guys thought about what you'd like to do after your days here at Buckeye are over?
I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go off to college, and I'm going to look at majoring in international studies, with international affairs being the concentration. but I know that the base that I've received in band, the leadership, the skills that I've honed in on in music through the music education program at Buckeye will definitely carry on through the rest of my life. And I know that I'm always going to have an appreciation for the arts. I'm always going to, it's something that's helped me become a well-rounded person. Mm-hmm. It's something I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
Good for you. Good for you. How about you?
First and foremost, I would like to major in chemical engineering, but I definitely want to minor in either music or music education because Mr. King has touched me for 5 years as being my director. I love music and I can't give it up, and he's such a tremendous director that I can't really imagine not doing music later in my career.
Wow, what a tribute. And such a tribute to you, my God. I mean, I'm not sure how much money you owe her now. It's wonderful that, especially for me in my chair, and we've had this program going, and we've done a lot of different shows with a lot of different groups. And one thing that I'm always impressed with is the caliber of our kids. How impressive you guys are, and the other kids that we've had on our show. I'm just so impressed by you guys and how articulate you are and how smart you are, and your goals. I mean, your goals are incredible to continue with music, with engineering. I mean, we've had kids on here that want to go into law, that want to go into medicine, and it's impressive. Just hopefully, and again, most of the kids have indicated this, and I won't put you on the spot because people are going to start thinking that I'm setting this up, but that you are, I hope you're prepared and feel like you're prepared to take the next step and go on to college or whatever that might be, hopefully based on the preparation that you've received here at Buckeye. Definitely. So hopefully that's the case. You kind of alluded to our trophies. Do you want to talk about these a little bit and what these represent?
Oh, goodness. Well, percussion is up here somewhere, and we have always had trouble having our percussion the highlight of our band. So to go out and win the best percussion in our class, the first competition out, is huge, and I knew that when I got back to the bus I would be hearing cheers from all of our percussionists, as well as our auxiliary, because they work hard. And last year was difficult, and to come out again in first competition for them to get best in class, it's amazing to see.
Good.
Another award that we won at the competition was the Best General Effect Award, which basically combines the captions of music, percussion, and just the general feel for the entire show. And to win that award, I think is a pretty good indicator of how we're doing so far, and that we're set up for some things to come. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. Well, and again, as you mentioned, Mr. King, you've been teaching band for a long time, teaching music for a long time, and it's obviously your experience rubs off on your students. Can you talk about, besides obviously the awards that they win musically, what other things are you trying to instill in your kids from a standpoint of music or just life?
I try to instill in them to never give up, to chase after their goals, to work hard, commitment, to take no shortcuts. To succeed in life, you can't take shortcuts. People try to, there's nothing better than just doing it the right way the first time. And so I think those are things that I also talk to them about sticking together. We use the Geese where they fly into a V and they're honking in the back to keep the one, whoever's at the point, keep them moving and keep them moving forward. And then, one goes down, another will go down to be with that one if there's a problem. But another one will step up and keep leading the pack to go forward, and the others will hopefully rejoin, or they'll join another pack. And so when they go through life, to learn to work together with other people is probably a lifelong thing that they'll carry with them, be able to work with other people and be creative in groups. This is a business model of today's society. They group people and you have to work with other people, and creative thinking. And it's nice. Just the other day we had our hula hoops light up with LEDs, and we had a physical science student in the classroom out that was in my modern music class actually helped solder in and fix these LED lights that came apart in the wires, and they have to be hooked up a certain way, and electricity has to go around through the circuit a certain way. And it was just really neat to see, you know, sometimes we get interdisciplinary education going on, and if it wasn't for Mr. Shercliffe's physical science class, I don't think that we would have been able to fix that hula hoop that fast. But we had some students. It's really neat. It just brings the whole school together. So music has a real power to it and a gift to really bring people together, to work together on some wonderful things. So.
Well,
they definitely represent that.
Absolutely, and they're so impressive. And there's no doubt that your influence, obviously, not only on these guys, but I'm sure on the rest of the members of your band is quite great. And I think it's obvious that what you're trying to stress to them, not only musically, but I think in life, obviously, they're getting the message, and we appreciate that. If somebody wanted to be involved in band, they may be watching this, again, because the value goes well beyond learning music. How would somebody go about beginning to get involved in music?
A good thing to start out with is when in the spring part of the year, starting in the 4th grade year, Mrs. Tamura has mouthpiece testing, and they'll test every student in the 4th grade, so they'll all have access at the Buckeye local schools to join the music program. They'll all be tested. And mouthpiece testing happens usually around the later part of May, right before we get into June. And then there'll be a parent meeting also when school resumes in the fall, and that's usually during the open house, and they can also join the band program at Buckeye local schools by attending the parent meeting too as well. So if they miss the mouthpiece testing that they would get in 4th grade, they can also kind of catch it at that point. Along the way, in 7th and 8th grade band, we have taken kids in and started teaching them on the fly. We just, and it's kind of neat to see that where students will start out later in 7th and 8th grade, and we just integrate them right in and get them started, give them a fingering chart, give them some quick lessons, and we use technology to help. We have an iPad that's hooked up to a speaker system and a laptop that's hooked up also to some speakers. And our method book it's all computerized. It's amazing what the technology that we have here, the smart board to be able to catch students up that start out later. So they can also pick it up later in 7th, 8th grade. We get some students that come back even later in high school. Wow. So you get a little bit of everything. It's really neat. So
yeah.
So
well, we want to encourage folks out there that if they're interested to get involved, to take advantage of it. Music is a wonderful way to get involved. I think the kids that are involved are much more apt to be successful later on for all the reasons you guys mentioned, being involved in leadership skills and all of those things that you learn by being a part of an organization and part of a band. You know, you mentioned, and we talked a little bit briefly about everything that has to go on behind the scenes, not only what you see at a competition or on a halftime of a Friday night, but there's so many things that go on behind the scenes. And one thing I want to mention, you have a wonderful group of parents, I think, that help you out. Can you talk about the involvement of parents?
I'll go ahead.
The parent organization, the Buckeye Band Booster organization, there's a group of parents that meet, I think it's like the 3rd Thursday of every month. But they meet every month, and they basically coordinate a lot of things that help the band program run. You know, they provide us food, snacks when we go on trips. They help us raise money, coordinate car washes, all the things. They help us pay off our pay-to-play. All the things that you don't necessarily see on the field, but are so absolutely critical in order to have a well-organized band. They do, and they really help us out. We wouldn't be able to make it to state without them.
Awesome. How about you have a new look in your band room?
Oh, yes. Many hours over the summer were put into that. I know myself, I put in, I think, about 70 hours. Mr. King, well over 100, and Michael was also there and helped, and we had various other students. But over the summer, on our own free time, we came in and switched our instrument room from being in the front to the back rooms. Mr. King's office was moved. The band room was basically completely cleaned, which was nice, it needed it. And the walls were painted, and it went from a dingy cream to a nice vibrant orange and brown.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I mean, I walked in there and I would have never recognized that room. It's such an improvement, and it looks wonderful. And again, thanks to you guys and your time and your effort and everybody else involved, it really is more of a welcoming environment to go into. So we thank the parents and thank you guys for your time that invest to make that happen. Do you want to talk about what you have coming up?
Sure. 2 weeks, we have homecoming this week. We're excited about that and all the homecoming festivities. We have a pep rally at the elementary school with the football team and the cheerleaders on Thursday.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We have, the week after that, we have the Norton Band Competition. That's my alma mater. So I get to return home. That I'm always proud to bring Buckeye over.
You got to win that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But it's nice to return to your alma mater where you came from. It's kind of fun to take your group there, kind of thing for me. And then after that, we have Copley High School, and they have a band competition on their field. And then the last week, we have New Philadelphia, and we're trying to work in and see if we can get Brunswick in. And do a double header on the last weekend. So this was just our first competition out of probably 5. So we're looking forward to getting out and performing, plus our football games.
Yeah.
Big win on Friday night. That was exciting.
2 in a row.
Yeah, 17-7 there against Lutheran West. That was exciting.
Yeah.
What a fun game to watch. Both teams played so hard.
Yeah.
It was nice to play during the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Right.
It's a bit of a kid down the
Good.
wire.
Yeah, it did. Anything else generally that we need to talk about? This is an opportunity to mention, but this will be out on TV and on our website. So anything else that we want to mention regarding the band program?
Just very blessed to have wonderful students that we have here at Buckeye Local Schools. These are 2 outstanding students. Courtney's a wonderful leader as a field commander. This summer she won an award at the Walsh University Fred J. Miller Leadership Camp. And out of 100 students, Courtney was one of 6 that were picked out of that 100 students, and that tells you something about the quality of students that we have at Buckeye. And Michael is a wonderful trumpet soloist. He did a wonderful job at our contest. He absolutely just nailed his solo in front of everyone with a Spanish flair. So it was exciting. Everybody will never forget that moment. So it was a neat way to start our season. And I would like to thank the parents for all the time, effort, and the gas and driving people back and forth for practices to get the kids there. And it starts right away at 5th grade and 6th grade. They do band before school starts in the morning. So it's important to get your kids there. It does make a difference, and we have results like we have because of the outstanding effort between our parents and community and administration as well. We would like to thank you for the purchase of our 4.5 octave marimba. It made a big difference, and it was part of our best percussion award. I'm sure that was things like that shows a dedication to the school district for music education, and it's well noted.
I think that's your being smart with your budget and making sure that you plan ahead and purchase those things that you really need within your budget. So kudos to you for stretching that budget the way you do. Well, again, so many good things happening and perfect examples of great kids we have at Buckeye in general, and so we appreciate that. I'm not sure if you guys are looking. Obviously, 2 wonderful kids. If there are any businesses that need employees this summer, these guys would be perfect employees to hire if anybody needs a job and maybe a good summer job for college, right? So, so well, good. Well, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Anything else? I don't want to make sure you get the chance to say everything you want to say about band. Anything else? Either one of you guys or anybody want to say?
Thank you to Mr. King for all his hard work and all the hours he puts in, and a lot of stuff you don't see him, but he pulls 80, 90-hour weeks routinely. So we really appreciate it. So,
yeah, no doubt. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome very much. Appreciate our community tuning in. We are here with the band program and highlighting that program. Want to thank you for tuning in. This is Brian Williams for the Bust of Buckeye. We appreciate all the support that our community gives the Buckeye Local Schools.